Hey guys, welcome back to Barry Melt's channel. Today I'm going to go through some tips to help you when you're eating out after weight loss surgery. All right, so eating out is just something that we do as humans. We go out to eat, we're social, we eat and we drink and we hang out with our friends. And as a bariatric patient, you need to be prepared for the things that you're gonna have to change now that you've had weight loss surgery. So here are a few tips and tricks that'll help you when you're eating out after surgery. The first one is one that I probably do more than any of them, and that is eating off the kids menu. Some people are really strict about it at restaurants, and so there's even bracelets that you can get that show that you're a bariatric patient, and you just wear the bracelet and you show them like, hey, I can't eat anything but a kids menu. I've never had that happen to me where they refuse to give me a kids meal, but I have heard other people say that they had to show their little wristband. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google it and you'll see that there are actually bracelets out there that as a weight loss surgery patient you can wear. Another thing to do is to ask for a box when they bring you the food. So go ahead and get prepared that you're gonna put half of it into your box or however much you're able to eat of it. Because this will help with the awkwardness. Sometimes if I'm at a restaurant and I don't eat a lot of something, they just start asking like, what's wrong? Was there anything wrong with the food? Like, do you want me to bring you something else? And it just kind of like, it's really awkward. And so if you go ahead and ask for a box and you just go ahead and put some of it in there, they won't ask you questions. They'll just take your plate and go. So remember that is something that you need to be aware of after surgery. Another thing you can do is to look up the menu items beforehand. So I try to do that when I know where I'm going for dinner, or I know I'm going for lunch, and I try to see what those healthier options are. Nowadays, almost every restaurant has their calorie count on either online or in the menu in person. So you can see what the calories are, how much fat there is, and judge if it's a good choice for you. So by looking at it ahead of time, you can go ahead and decide what you're eating, so when you get there, you're not tempted from all these unhealthy choices. And in situations like these, it can be really easy just to get distracted and to feel like you're being pressured by people to eat a certain way and to drink a certain way. Don't let that get to you. You've got to follow what you need to do to stay healthy after weight loss surgery. And it's different. It's different than what other people have. So don't feel pressured to eat a certain way or drink a certain way. Just follow your gut and follow what you know you should be doing. Another thing to keep in mind is to avoid things that are hard to swallow, such as steak. Those are more difficult for us to eat, so try to stay away from those menu items because it's just, they can be challenging to chew sometimes, and we need to take good small bites, chew really nicely, and it can just kind of get in the way if you're on a time crunch and you need to be somewhere. Don't choose steak because it's going to take you a long time to eat it. The next one is kind of an obvious one, but do not choose fried foods. If you start putting that stuff back in your diet, you're going to have a harder time to say no as it gets further out. So don't say yes to it. Don't put it back in your diet. Avoid fast food, avoid fried foods, avoid it. Another thing to avoid is desserts. And I know that's painful. It was painful for me. It's still painful for me because I love desserts so much. But avoid those desserts, especially ice cream. We don't have a restriction on ice cream. You can eat as much ice cream as you probably could because it's liquid when it's going down, and it's just, you don't have the restrictions of any other dessert that you might have. So do not eat ice cream. Do not eat something that's just pure sugar. Say no to the desserts because that's just going to promote that unhealthy eating again. And another thing, in addition to choosing off the kids menu, there are half portion sizes at a lot of restaurants. So ask them if they do have half portions, and that'll help make sure you're not getting way too much food than you need. All right, and as far as drinks go, the best thing to always do is just have a water. Or if you wanna have something, do a tea, an unsweet tea. You shouldn't be eating and drinking at the same time, but sometimes like you cough or something and you need a glass of water. So there are times when you are probably going to eat and drink at the same time. Just don't sit there and chug, water or chug sweet tea because that's going to prevent you from eating the food that you should be eating to keep you healthy. So what I like to do is just always order a water. It's there. I usually don't drink it, but sometimes like to wash something down, you need a little bit of water. And I think that's okay. But don't sit there and eat and drink at the same time because that's gonna fill up your stomach a lot faster and it's gonna prevent you from getting the nutrition that you need. And lastly, as far as alcoholic drinks, I choose to not drink, but if I were to drink, I would be choosing wine over any of the mixed drinks. And that's because the sugar count in all of those mixed drinks like margaritas, strawberry daiquiris, all of that, so much sugar. So if you are putting alcohol back into your diet, be careful for a couple reasons. Be careful that you're not getting to where you're dependent on it and you get addicted to that. And just be careful with how many sugars and how many calories you're taking in from just a glass of wine. So like I said in the beginning, it's just part of life. We're gonna go out to eat with friends, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna eat food and drink drinks. It's just part of life. But you can follow the process. You can follow what you need to be doing after weight loss surgery. It's difficult sometimes to find the right things to eat, but the whole point of this is to make sure you don't get sidetracked and you don't fall off the wagon. You have to stay focused, you have to stay in the game and realize that you have healthy choices. There are healthy choices that you can choose to have at a restaurant. So if you are one that goes out to eat sometimes and you have any other suggestions, please leave it down in the comments and let me know, because I love hearing from you guys as well of what's working for you, what's not working for you, and we can help each other out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.